This is Up My Street. Roll credits. Welcome back to Up My Street, the 4-part online series brought to you by Greenwich Dance, featuring some of their favourite artists. We're back here for week 2. If you caught us last week, we had the wonderful Zoe Golding from Zoe Logic, and this week, the Up My Street artist being featured is Temujin Gill. Up My Street was originally conceived by Greenwich Dance as a tour to 5 community centres, but COVID-19 came along and theirs, and everybody else's, plans changed. Nevertheless, Greenwich Dance have stayed moving throughout, keeping communities creative and connected at a time when it has been most needed. Temujin is the artistic director of Grounded Movement. The company was founded with Associate Director Sunanda Biswas in 2013. Now their work seeks to share the knowledge, skills, benefits and cultural relevance of jazz and hip-hop dances. Let's find out more. So hello, Tam! You work with Sunanda a lot, don't you?
We've worked with each other for over 30 years. She's a long-term colleague. Where we're at right now, we're at a really supportive place where we've gone through so many experiences. She was in my first company, Temujin Dance. We used to go do rural touring. I sort of introduced her to African-American jazz dance. She then went off into more hip-hop and all of that. I started to explore a little bit more my own language. I got more into contemporary contact improvisation. And then we sort of came back at Greenwich Dance, actually, and we did a piece called Lindy Break, where it sort of really looked at a blend of Lindy hop forms, jazz forms, and hip-hop breaking forms. 2 years later, Sunanda was my co-choreographer on the Olympics opening ceremony. The most amazing experience, not just working with Daniel Boyle, working with such a big team, but also, more importantly, all the volunteers. They were, oh man, it was such an enriching experience. And we were continuing that whole idea of blending different forms that we felt close to our heart, like, you know, innovators, people that are doing their own thing, breaking, tappers, skills-based things, acrobats. And then that led into 2 years later, 2013, 2014, we formed Grounded Movement. We're still sort of developmental based. We're sort of trying new things all the time, but it's all about real culture and art from the street, from people's experiences.
So I love what you were saying there about Grounded Movement, and that brings us nicely on to talk about the new show that you have already started to do a bit of research in, right?
But yeah, Ragtime to Grime is like, it's sort of like the culmination of what we've learned from the art forms that we've involved ourselves with, and started to work with 4 artists, and they sort of became the characters. So it was like, we felt that there's a lot of issues, say, with young people. And I think I experienced the same thing, thinking that, you know, you're making it all up yourself. There's nothing before you.
Totally. I mean, yeah, I've made everything I've done, no one's done before. Yeah.
It's not done before. But I realised I always had a real love for music. The icons, the pioneers of these dance forms, Frankie Manning, one of the most famous Lindy hoppers. We've both actually personally been trained by him. I performed with him as well. Campbell, one of the first lockers, Campbell Sunanda's worked with. And we recognise there's a lot of value to all of that culture that's come before us. I was so lucky, T.Y. or Ty, Benji Joke, He worked with me, and what was great is that as I was writing what my ideas were, and I was actually writing script in a way, he'd translate that into a piece of hip hop, which was such a beautiful collaboration. I'm really sad that the guy has passed. He's died, unfortunately, he died very recently from coronavirus, which is so sad and it's such a loss. So, but it's empowered me now. I really want to bring this piece out. It's going to come out, and I want to recognise him. You know, it's going to be an honour to him and his memory.
So many of my friends have been affected by his passing away, so I'm very sorry.
We're going to keep some of the work that he did. Hopefully that should all work out fine.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait. I think the world needs this show right now. I want to know all about your creation that you've been making, or because you're just in the process of making it now as we speak.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We've started the process. It's been an interesting journey because I just sat down in front of a piece of paper first and just writing down all of my ideas. Right. And I came to sort of question, a really simple question, and I sort of asked myself, what's important to me right now? And then that started to make me think about what the piece could really look like and how I could involve other people in it.
Nice. And who are you working with to make the film?
Got a cast of 9 people from the local Greenwich community.
Oh, lush.
I know, it's crazy. I've still yet to meet them face to face, but I've sent them some instructions already, some tasks.
And what are the tasks you're getting them to do?
What we're going to try and do is get some of them, if not all of them, to say something to camera, answering the question, what is important to me right now? And that's going to be from different people's perspectives to a degree. But we're also going to get them to physically respond to it. And I've got a really sort of funky but challenging sequence that sort of came out of that material. There's going to be a bit of call and response in the piece. And then hopefully we'll have an ending where we all sort of have a bit of unison as well. What's
important to you when you're making work not on Zoom? What are the kind of things that you were trying to keep like at the core of this process?
I think one of the important things is context of really connecting with people. That it doesn't just become sort of just something you just watch. It's something you want to feel and find some ways to get people to respond back to.
It sounds so interesting how you pulled it all together. Why don't we watch it?
What's important to me right now?
Breath. Health. Open space. Communication.
Contact.
Family.
Friends.
Purpose.
Travel, move, dance.
Music. Play.
Communication. Breath.
Health.
Family.
Open space.
Travel, move, dance.
Purpose.
Friends. Contact.
Purpose.
Travel, move, dance.
Music.
So every week we've asked each of the Up My Street artists to bring a task that people can do at home. Let's see what Tem has in store for us.
Think of something that comes to mind when they ask themselves the question, what is really important to me right now? It could be doing artwork, expressing myself. Once you've got that thing, and it could be a couple of things, I want you to, along the lines of hip hop and jazz, so hip hop and jazz is all about expression and animation. So I basically want you to find 4 different movements or gestures that animate what you've come up with to the answer to that question, what is important to me right now. So it could be just 4 poses, you know, it could be sunlight, it could be water. So it's 4 poses or gestures or movements that express your most passionate thing about what's important to you right now.
Fabulous! I cannot wait to get going on that task, creating my 4 pictures. Now, if you take part at home, please send your videos and pictures in to Greenwich Dance on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook using the hashtag #UpMyStreet. Yes! Now, this is the end of episode 2. We've got 2 more episodes coming up for you. Next week we've got Matthew Jeffrey, and the week after that we've got an artist called Sarah Blanc. She sounds kind of fancy, doesn't she? Yes. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much. Goodbye.